A few days ago now, a video went viral of a woman on a bike surrounded by young men who weren't letting her leave. It was widely reported that this bike, a city bike, a rental bike, was taken out by one of the young men and she was robbing them. She now has legal representation and it's come out that she has the receipts. She took the bike out. She rented it. Oh no. How could everyone reacting to it have known? It seemed so obvious what was happening until the receipts came out. Nah. The news coverage of this was insane. The content creator reactions to this were insane. And we're going to watch a couple of those.
A video has gone viral appearing to show a white woman making an incredibly dramatic scene in New York City after she apparently, according to all that we know, tried to claim a rental bicycle that a black man had already paid for.
Is this an opportunity for me to demonstrate how not racist I am?
That's right. We've got coverage from The Damage Report and Irish Laddie / Vosh, who, to be fair, full disclosure, retracted this take, but you can't just flip a switch and undo the mind you have. He hasn't replaced his brain. It's just in the face of receipts, couldn't really stick with that. I think it's fair to say this is reflective of the person who will be continuing to produce media like this in future. So it's worth looking at. Alright, here we go. I'm reacting to 2 reacts at the same time. I was gonna do 3 or 4. That's too hard. This, still experimental. Let's go.
What's happening?
Help me! Please help me!
This is not your bike.
Please help me!
It's not your bike. It's not your bike.
Please help me! Help! Please get off me!
Hey, what the fuck is going on, bro?
Please get off me!
Yo, don't let take it, bro. Now you're not getting the bike, bro.
These guys indicate to each other that they're recording and then start saying, this is not your bike, this is not your bike, this is not your bike. They're not saying it to her. They're saying it to the presumed future audience. From the second that you know, they know they're making a recording, everything they say is suspect, even if they were in the right, even if it comes out somehow that they are in the right. The way people behave when they're recording and they know they're recording should always be viewed a little bit more critically. This isn't your bike. What's going on, bro? Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, I'm sure this lone woman who you and your buddies have surrounded and started filming just started acting like this out of nowhere. I'm sure. What's the instantaneous concluder's take?
Of course she would be a nurse. Dude, nurses are fucking psychotic.
I forgot about this, to be honest.
I swear to God, nurses are like female cops. That's like the female version of being a cop.
I forgot. I've heard it before, but I forgot. But every time I hear it, it fucks me up. When I was 3 years old or so, and I had my tonsils taken out, I met a male nurse. As a kid, I must have been like, wait, what do you mean a male nurse? I think I must have thought, if you're male, you're a doctor. If you're female, you're called a nurse. I thought they were the same thing, just different names depending on your gender. But ever since that day, I knew that a nurse and a doctor are 2 different things and they can both be men or women. Crazy. Also, police officers can be men and they can be women. Of course he knows this, so I assume what he means is men who want to abuse power go into the police, women who want to abuse power become nurses. I don't know, bro. Female police officers have done some fucked up things. Taser, 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 anyone? How about the female officer who walked into someone else's apartment and lit him up because she thought it was her apartment and he was on the couch eating ice cream, I believe, in his boxers? Correct response, of course, even if it is your home, being, hey bro, how high are you?
Where you're a horrible, abusive piece of shit and you get out of school and you want to like have control over people's lives.
I'm really sorry if he's had a bad run-in with nurses. In my experience, there have been doctors who can kind of be dickish. I don't think I've ever run into a nurse who's nasty. Even stereotypically, aren't nurses like viewed as some of the nicest people? They're in healthcare, they're helping people, and they're not in the super big bucks category of healthcare. Where the fuck is this coming from?
I have no idea what's happening. The black guys like rented these little like city bike things and then she's just trying to take it.
So we didn't have receipts at this time. We didn't have the proof that she'd rented the bike. However, let me point out a couple things before what I think the really damning part of the video comes up. They could have rented the bike. That's point 1. Point 2, to rent one of these bikes, you have to scan the QR code that is on the bike. You can use the Lyft app or the City Bike app. My understanding is it's for quick rental, quick return. You don't like book one, which means you're right up to the bike, probably normally on the bike. Who's on the bike in the video? The 6-month pregnant nurse. Are we supposed to believe she picked one of these guys up off a bike and threw him? Did she wrestle and beat down this entire group of dudes, reset the bike and then take it out? No fucking way. You don't need receipts to see that something's up.
And she's like faking a problem?
Yeah, this heavily pregnant lady who just got off work is being surrounded by men filmed and fucked with is, pretending there's a problem. Did people not realize what was happening here? Look at her. Her legs are over the bike, but she's not centered. She's being pinned and shoved. I'd be lynched as a white guy for doing this to a pregnant woman. Even if my buddy who's filming it was very careful to make it look as little like that's happening as possible.
Why you took his phone? What's wrong with you? Don't touch his phone. Do not touch his phone. I'm not touching you. You putting your stomach on my head.
Point one in their favor. Yeah, maybe she shouldn't have grabbed their phone. But at the same time, look at this little dickhead shit. He's taken his body off of her. He's not squishing her anymore. And now it's, oh, I'm not touching you. You're putting your belly on my hand. People listen to this and we're like, that poor man?
You're hurting my fetus, my unborn child.
Great commentary. Thanks, Vosh. Let's see what the other guy, the damage report guy, is saying, because this is the point in the reaction that he chimes in.
So in that section of the video, you see the yelling for help as if you desperately need help, which is a thing we see in videos like this.
Yeah, personally, I don't watch a lot of videos of men ganging up on women, penning them in and stopping them from leaving an area. But yeah, I imagine they do get maybe a touch hysterical, maybe even yell help. I imagine especially when they're a ways into a pregnancy and just finished a shift as a nurse.
Another one, though, is the weaponizing of tears, and people are saying that what you're about to see in this video is a great example of that.
Okay, here we go. White woman tears. She's gonna go cry to the hillbilly militia to get these poor men killed.
My dude, stop. No, dude, stop. No. I said no. I said sit down.
Please.
She's just crying. You're not crying. I got you on video. Wait, you pulled it out? Hassan, you pulled it out? Hassan.
If the tears are nothing more than a performance, why for 90% of the time is she just directing them towards the guy who's filming her and obviously not sympathetic toward her? And do people have selective deafness? The guy's trying to paint her, a pregnant woman, as being a drunk. In the video, they've decided to record and are clearly planning to upload, because they did. Her freaking out a bit, calculated. Them calling her drunk, repeatedly saying what they want the audience to believe. Not calculated, just natural. Just natural of the people who know they're recording to upload later.
Hassan, you pulled it out? This is my bike, it's on my account. Please move.
All right, so why don't we reset the bike?
This guy is smart. Boom, solution. You take a bike out, it's only out for like a second, you put it back in, you don't get charged. It's all reset. They can fix this. Unless someone's trying to rob someone else, in which case they might say,
I'm not resetting the bike. It's his.
Blam. Even without receipts, that interaction is like an 80% certainty. Okay, this guy's a fucker.
I'm gonna throw it out on your account.
You're an actor. That's just my fake crying. He's fake crying. Stop fake crying.
Dude, they're not scared of getting Emmett tilled. My man's laughing at her.
Hey, stop touching me. I don't touch you.
Hold up.
Hey, stop touching me. Stop touching me.
Why don't you take this bike?
Stop touching me.
You're not touching. I will.
Exactly. So take it out of here. So take it.
Hey, her weaponized white tears didn't get these guys killed. They just got a colleague to tell her, just take another bike. Analysis seems a little off.
Your baby gonna come out retarded. How you stop?
Your baby's going to come out retarded? Yes. He's very afraid of this woman, isn't he? He's very afraid of society's judgment of him, saying that, knowing he's being filmed.
Crying. Not a tear came down, miss.
I don't know what to say. How is it not obvious? How is it not just immediately obvious to everyone that they're fucking with some lady to make a viral clip?
Yeah, look, it's impossible in these sorts of situations. We weren't there. We don't know everything that happened beforehand, but it does appear that her tears came on very fast and then disappeared even faster.
Pretty sure if me and 4 of my friends surrounded this guy when he was alone, he'd start crying pretty fast too. And he'd damn well stop when we told him to, as well.
It looked like, what we've seen in instances like this. You have the racial component of, a white woman attempting to elicit some sort of response by kind of over-exaggerating the situation that's actually happening.
She's being surrounded and physically intimidated by multiple men. Isn't that the worst thing that can ever happen in today's society? Isn't that supposed to be the end of the world? It's pretty bad. I get being scared as fuck. I get that she's fucking scared. But I'm saying, are these not those kind of guys? Are these red pillars? I saw TYT in the upper corner and thought they were progressives or something. There's no way.
I was just thinking of this woman, yes.
Exactly. Like sort of implying like, I'm in danger, everyone. Do what you do when a white woman is in danger and a black man's around, do that thing.
I believe the lady they're showing on screen is a lady who called the cops on a black guy who, because she had a dog off leash, which I believe it wasn't supposed to be, that's true, but he was being a fucking weirdo and like trying to lure it with treats he keeps for that sort of occasion, according to him. Like he openly said that's what he was doing. I don't know if that's really a cut and dry example.
I don't know this person. I don't know. I'm just expressing this is sort of what we've seen in videos like this.
I'm just stereotyping, bro. Don't mind me.
Now, look, it matters because if he did pay for that bike and she takes it, supposedly according to their terms of service, he could be charged up to $1,200 plus tax. If it's his bike, even if she wants it to be her bike.
And vice versa, right? Saying vice versa right now.
Emma, what do you think?
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I ride city bikes, which is clearly what they're using there. And
oh, thank God. So she knows it's weird that lady would manage to get on the bike against a crowd of dudes who'd already rented it.
It's not that hard to figure out. If you're doing it on the app, it'll say which bike and which. It'll have a label at the docking station for which bike she's in reference, or they're both referencing.
Very easy to solve. If you want it to be crystal clear, you get the receipts. Even when you didn't have the evidence, you knew the evidence existed.
So honestly, it should have been pretty clear to her, but
it was pretty clear to her. She wasn't confused.
She's in work clothes, so my first thought was, is she drunk? Like, is she? I don't know, but she just seemed.
That wasn't your first thought. You heard a guy in the video say, "Are you drunk?" And you just were like, "Oh, it's the good guy. I believe this." I refuse to believe your first thought was, "Oh, she just got off work as a nurse. She must be wasted." What the fuck?
Really out of it, and she's.
Why wouldn't your first thought be, she's pregnant? She's a nurse. She probably works an insane shift. She's out of it because she's tired as hell.
Straight up racist, totally.
Fine. I don't even care. I'm not even going to question it. Whatever. They did the skin color gradient maths.
But there was like, she wasn't really making a ton of sense, which was bizarre. And they were like, this is my bike. Just go to the other bike.
I still can't fucking believe this works on people. Yes, they repeatedly said, "This is my bike, this is my bike," after indicating filming had begun, so that the people watching the video they knew they were making would buy into that. How does this work? It's so basic and transparent. It's one step away from looking into the camera and saying, "Hey, believe this."
The stand, the little the stand, the little.
Ooh, someone seems a little out of it. Been drinking there, dear. Time to gang up on her.
Docking station and get your own. It's not that difficult, but.
No. As we saw, it's hard as hell to just get a bike. You have to get 4 of your friends together and then fight off a pregnant nurse.
But yeah, I mean, the white woman fake crying thing, I could do it too, but and then you just turn it off.
Oh, okay. I guess she's faking being a retard too. When's she gonna turn that off?
But
it's convenient.
I would not deploy it in this kind of situation, but that's what.
I was kind of joking about the guy, but this lady, 100%. If me and some friends pressed her like that, she would cry and it wouldn't be fake.
That's what, like when you mentioned the Central Park bird watching thing, that was exactly the same situation there too. And you see how.
Nah, the bird watching thing is even more grey than this, but that's a whole can of worms. I touched on it briefly, I'm not gonna super go into it.
Even liberal cities like New York, very divided along racial lines, and white women often, and it's a tale as old as time, exploiting their perceived innocence.
Perceived innocence. See, here's the thing. What was the response to that video? Massive hatred. Her being put on leave. That perceived innocence isn't there anymore. She had to pull out receipts. We don't live in the times of...
Go back to Emmett Till.
Yeah, that.
For deeply racist ends, and this, at least on its face, appears to be one of those cases.
Is she actually drunk? What a twist. Let's check on Vosh. How's he doing at this point in the video? Which is pretty much the end.
Context for real. The black guy, they rented the bike, and then the white lady came over and just wanted to take it, and then just started shouting help.
It sounds like you've shown a 2-year-old that video and asked them to summarize. They rented the bike, and then the white lady came over and wanted to take it. What the fuck? I'm like a YouTube food enjoyer. That's most of what I watch on here. Is this BreadTube? Look, skeptics weren't great, but is this their replacement all these years?
This is so petty on her part. It's not petty. She's trying to steal the bike and or get these black guys arrested.
Not for even a microsecond. Did it not run through his mind that maybe she just wants to fucking go home without a hassle? That maybe she's stressed out of her fucking mind?
These women, this woman is either a sociopath, a racist, or both, and is just trying to like nab simultaneously a free bike and also just get some black guys arrested. It's like this is an attack that could literally endanger their lives.
Is this guy, like, real? As in, is this just an AI that's been trained on historical takes on race? They've surrounded a woman, freaked her out, are laughing at her, are getting off on her being freaked out. They're not scared for their life. Don't be scared for them. They're making content.
Is she mentally ill? No, she knows what she's doing.
Mens Rea established through his power as an empath. We just saw attempted, deliberate mass murder. Weapon of choice. White woman tears.
It sure is fucking crazy that if you're a black guy, like at any point in time, a white woman could just lock onto you and just decide to like ruin your life. Maybe
in some places. That wasn't happening here. There was locking on going on, but it wasn't on her part. What the fuck?
She should be fired for this. I genuinely, like, if you see one of your nurses, a person who holds the life of patients in their hands, and you see this insane psycho fucking sociopath shit.
I don't know, bro. If shit's going wrong and a nurse is with me alone, yeah, actually, I want her to yell help. This is a perfect model of what I'd want a nurse to do if shit goes wrong, and my life is in her hands.
She should be fired immediately. Okay, here's a statement from the hospital. Want to see if she's been fired? We've recently become aware of an incident that appeared off campus. One of our employees, we're sorry this happened, are reviewing the incident. Okay, so it's nothing. Great.
It's everything. Because even if it's in their interest to drop her, stuff like what did come out could come out. And this is what I was talking about. He's retracted this take, but even having done this, having shown that you can't think that far, that's a pretty sticky, dark black mark on you. Is it stupidity, or is it being blinded by hatred towards certain demographics? Meaning nurses, of course. He has a clear bias.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck there is to review. I hope she better get fired.
I take this back. It doesn't count. Forget about it. Doesn't count. I corrected it. I'm a good boy.
Maybe there was something that happened before the video started. Why are people... This seems like pretty one and done. I mean...
You can say hindsight's 20/20. I have the receipts now. They're out. But come on, even if I watched this before that, it's not obvious. It's not one and done. It at best leans one way or the other.
You can see from the behavior in the video that she's acting like a psychopath, faking crying, faking shouting help.
1, you don't know that it's fake crying, even if it's on and off. 2, she didn't fake crying for help. She literally yelled help. No, she faked that. It was actually a ventriloquist in the bushes, making it seem like she yelled help. What the fuck do you mean?
The bike was in the guy's, like, the guy, it was the guy's, like, that's why they all had phones out recording her.
They had their phones out recording because the bike is theirs. I don't think so. They got a public freak out. They wanted that on tape.
She just randomly took one of the guy's phones because she didn't want to be recorded lying, obviously.
2 problems. She grabbed the phone of the guy who was next to her when she knew there was someone in front of her filming. And if she wants as many people to see her white tears as possible, she can also not want it to be broadcast. Most of the time when she was crying, she was looking into the main camera recording her. Did she want people to see that, or did she not want people to see that? You can say, oh, she wanted only people locally to see it, but she was looking into the camera when she was doing it. Surely that's where she wanted it to be seen. I don't know, it doesn't add up to me. Anyway, that's enough Irish laddie, thanks for your take. He goes on to talk about Rodney King or something, but that's the end of the segment. Back to the damage report.
Yeah, she, so far as I have seen, hasn't put out any kind of statement. We don't know her. We don't know what she's said and done in her past. We don't know what she believes about anything. We know what it looks like, and it doesn't look good. That's what we know.
Yeah, he's right. In the absence of evidence, the best thing you can do is just assume fucking everything. True.
She says in the video that she's pregnant. I don't. That doesn't rule out the possibility that she could be drunk. It seems like probably not in that case.
How does the debate over this video become, is this lady killing her baby with alcohol? I don't know what to say if you don't say that. If that doesn't come out of your mouth and have you immediately thinking, hold on, am I a bit biased? Does he just have to agree with these guys because of the color of their skin to the point where when one said the baby's gonna come out retarded, he has to consider that?
When I see things like this, it just reinforces for me, like, people should never interact. Don't go outside, don't talk to people, because everyone's the worst.
Oh, what a cute little closer. Now, I may have been quite critical of these people, but I really do hope there are more out there like them, and that every time something happens, they just start spewing immediate conclusions. 'Cause damn, making videos for you guys again is gonna be easy. But, as usual, that's just another one of my harmful opinions.